What do you make of Prince Andrew's denials? Can you comment on that? You said you won't be silenced. He has been outspoken.
He knows what he's done, and he can attest to that. So.
Can you repeat that? We can't hear you. Step up.
He knows exactly what he's done, and I hope he comes clean about it.
That's Virginia Giuffre, one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, talking about Prince Andrew. Today, big news in this case. Prince Andrew, right there he is on the left. To the right, Ghislaine Maxwell, convicted sex offender, sex trafficker. In the middle, that's Virginia Giuffre, right in the middle of all of it. So she's got civil suits, and she has a civil suit filed against Prince Andrew. And Prince Andrew and his attorneys, his legal team, trying to get it dismissed. I've got the ruling from the court. Are you ready? Here it is. For the foregoing reasons, and there were a lot of pages of foregoing reasons, the defendant's motion to dismiss the complaint or for a more definite statement is denied in all respects, given the court's limited task of ruling on this motion. Nothing in this opinion or previously in these proceedings properly may be considered as indicating a view with respect to the truth of the charges or counter charges, or as to the intention of the parties in entering into the 2009 agreement. So says U.S. District Judge Lewis v. Kaplan. So the 2009 agreement, what is that all about? Well, that was an agreement that Jeffrey Epstein entered into with Virginia Giuffre in her civil suit against Epstein. Let me read it to you because we've talked about this in the past. This is a very bizarre settlement agreement. The parties agreed to immediately dismiss the pending lawsuit, presently styled Jane Doe number 102 versus Jeffrey Epstein, with prejudice upon payment and clearance of the settlement amount. Hereby remise, release, acquit, satisfy, and forever discharge the said second parties and any other person or entity who could have been included as a potential defendant from all manner of action and actions of Virginia Roberts. So that was her name before. It's now Virginia Giuffre. But that settlement agreement, a lot of people are saying, well, does that release Prince Andrew? Is he one of the other persons or potential defendants from that lawsuit back in 2009? Well, the judge in that ruling today that I just read said that he said nothing in this opinion may properly be considered as a view to the truth of the charges or as to the intention of the parties in entering that agreement. So a lot of confusion tonight. The lawsuit continues. They tried to get it dismissed. It continues. But let's bring back in the think tank. A little confused here. Nima Rahmani, what exactly is going on here? What does this ruling mean by the federal judge? Is the lawsuit going forward against the prince? And how does that work if you're suing a prince and he's not in the United States?
Vinny, the lawsuit is moving forward. Judge Kaplan said that it is a question of fact. What did the parties intend for this 2009 settlement agreement? One of them is dead, Jeffrey Epstein. So this question is going to go to the jury. And we know the prince does not want to go anywhere near this jury. He's trying everything: subject matter jurisdiction, diplomatic immunity, and of course this 2009 settlement agreement to try to get this case tossed. I don't think the prince will sit for deposition. He's certainly not coming to trial here in the United States when he's being investigated by the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York. So this case will go forward. Virginia Giuffre has been the most vocal of the Epstein victims. She didn't get a chance to testify in the Maxwell criminal case because the government didn't call her because of some alleged inconsistent statements. So this is her opportunity to tell her story and get paid, because she settled for pennies on the dollar in 2009. If she was indeed a victim of sexual assault, $500,000 is nothing. We're going to see this case go to a jury trial, Vinny.
Brian Weiss, what's that trial going to be like? It sounds to me like we'll be princeless.
I think you're right, Vin. Look, this is not a criminal case. It's not like you can call Interpol or the Mounties and have him physically brought back in chains in the custody of the U.S. Marshals. I've got a better chance, as we've said before, of winning, a daytime Emmy or nighttime Emmy, primetime Emmy for this segment than Prince Andrew ever sitting in the dock. Look, I'm not a huge Prince Andrew fan. Maybe it's because where I grew up in the north end of Hartford, we knew the Duke of Earl. We didn't know the Duke of York. This guy is a knucklehead. This guy is to the royal family what Fredo was to the Corleone family. And there's nothing that he can ever say that will make it past that epic failed performance that he had on the BBC a couple of years ago. At the end of the day, Judge Lewis Kaplan's 46-page ruling got it right. And speaking of made guys, Judge Kaplan's a made guy. He's been in the Southern District of New York on the bench since 1994 and is a senior judge. He hit it out of the park on this one, guys.
Ghislaine, let me ask you, do you think we'll learn anything else through this lawsuit, through this trial? Will we learn any other names, people, etc.? Like, that's what people are wondering. How deep does all of this go? Who else is involved?
Absolutely. I think that the fact that he can't come or he won't come actually opens the door to all the tea being spilled, because we get names. If he's not going to defend, then who's going to object? There are certain things that he needs to be there for. So although he's protecting his body, he's not really protecting the information. So we're going to get information, and unfortunately, it may affect a whole monarchy. This is like going to be the case of the century. If it goes down how I think it goes down, it's going to really affect how civil cases against really big name people. Money is not. Apparently, money no longer protects you, and your title no longer protects you. And this is huge. This is a huge, huge deal.
Nima, on the other side of this federal trial, what do you expect that we will know?
I think we'll know a lot more in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. I think that motion for retrial will likely be granted. The government is on the run, offering to dismiss a couple perjury charges in exchange for the defense withdrawing their motion. We know that's not going to happen. So maybe Maxwell will have a change of heart and start naming names. With respect to Virginia Giuffre, she's already told the media and during depositions everything that she already knows. So I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of information out of the Giuffre civil case. But Maxwell, she knows where the bodies are buried. And maybe now that she's been convicted once, she thinks twice, hey, do I want to go through this again, or do I start cooperating with the feds? I think that is the treasure trove of information that the government should be looking for.
Brian, let me ask you, because it seems like we live in a much different world, and I think it's better, where it doesn't seem, I think Ghislaine said it correctly, that money is not protecting people anymore. Yeah, it gives you a shot at trial, but it seems like those walls are coming down and the powerful are very vulnerable, especially in cases where we're talking about sexual assault, sex trafficking, children. There's no more protection out there for these people.
Then we've said it on this show before, and it's more than just a platitude. No one is above the law. And once again, I don't care if you're the Duke of Flatbush or the Duke of York, you're going to have to answer for what it is that you allegedly did. And while there are people out there who need to answer for Santino in this case, let me throw a name out for our viewers tonight. Alex Acosta, who was the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, one of the legal geniuses who not only helped craft this agreement, which makes less sense than almost anything I can think of, but gave Jeffrey Epstein, not just the courthouse, guys, but the oil rights to the land under it.
All right.